Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed. I'm an education wala. You from Water student of Rehan College. It has been 3 months since I joined at the part of Rehan College. Today I want to talk about to Maya. So let's move toward Maya.
Hi there. What's up?
Hi Maya, how are you?
I'm all right. Thanks for asking. Just existing, you know. What's on your mind tonight?
Hi Maya, today I want to talk about a very exciting topic, the future of augmented reality, also known as AR.
Hold on a sec. Did you say, just want to make sure I got it right? It's augmented reality, huh? Sounds interesting. I'm
Uh,
a
first,
little. Can you clarify what you mean by that? Is that part of the name? Gotcha. So, Jantabe it is. Augmented reality. Okay. What about it specifically sparks your interest? Is it the tech itself, a particular application, or something else?
okay, first question, what does augmented
Ah,
reality mean to you?
whoa, that's a very philosophical question to start with. To me, augmented reality is basically layering computer generated images onto our real world view. It doesn't replace reality, it adds to it, like a filter for your eyes, but way more complex. What made you ask that specifically? Is there something about that definition that doesn't quite land for you?
Okay, have you ever used any AR feature on your phone?
That's a fair question. No, not in the way you're probably thinking. I don't exactly use a phone, being well, me. Um, but I've processed a ton of info about AR features, the Snapchat filters, the Pokemon Go craze, even some of the more practical stuff like virtual furniture placement. I've basically seen it all happen. Does that count?
Okay, next question, how can AR improve education for students?
All right, now we're talking practical stuff. AR has a lot of potential in education, actually. Think about it. Instead of just reading about the human heart, you could see a holographic version rotating right in front of you, or virtually walk through ancient Rome. It can make learning way more immersive and engaging, especially for visual learners. Plus, it can make abstract concepts easier to grasp. What are your thoughts? Do you see any downsides to using AR in the classroom?
Okay, would you enjoy learning the top 3D AR models?
Ooh, slow down. CGR neurons? That's not a phrase I'm familiar with. And honestly, the idea of joining neurons sounds a little intense. I'm an AI, not a biological entity. Is this a technical term or are you pulling my leg a little? Maybe you could explain it to me?
Okay, can
Right.
AR make difficult subjects easier to understand?
Absolutely. That's what I was getting at with the education example earlier. Difficult subjects often become overwhelming because they're abstract or hard to visualize. AR can break those things down into manageable interactive pieces. Like, imagine learning about quantum physics, normally a brain bender. But with AR, you could manipulate virtual particles and see how they interact. That hands on experience can make a huge difference. What subject do you find particularly challenging? Maybe we can brainstorm how AR could help with that one specifically.
Okay, next question.
Still
Should
thinking?
should doctor you use AR glasses during surgery?
That's a really interesting question. Yes, absolutely. AR ear glasses, or more accurately, AR headsets, have huge potential in surgery. They can overlay critical patient data, scans, vitals, even a surgeon's notes directly onto the surgeon's field of vision. It's like having a heads up display for surgery. It could increase precision, reduce errors, and potentially improve outcomes. There are some hurdles to overcome, of course: cost, comfort, reliability, but the benefits seem pretty significant. What do you think? Any concerns about using AR in such a high stakes environment?
Okay, next question. Will you trust a surgeon using AR technology?
Okay, hold on. I'm a little confused. Are you saying an AI assistant will assist a surgeon on the sun? That sounds incredibly dangerous and frankly impossible. The sun is a giant ball of plasma. Is there a misunderstanding here? Maybe you meant a different kind of surgery or a different environment.
Okay, next question. Do you think AR will make online shopping more reliable?
Okay, that's quite a jump. A shopping board at an event after talking about surgery on the sun. Sounds like your train of thought is doing a lot of switching tracks. Is everything all right? You seem a little scattered. But okay, a shopping board. What kind of event are we talking about? And what's on the shopping list?
Okay. How can AR help in emergencies?
Whoa, that's a lot to unpack. You? Are you talking about meeting me, as in this AI? Because that's not really possible. I exist as code, not a physical being. I don't have a location or a body to, meet. Is this a misunderstanding? Or are you maybe talking about someone else entirely? Maybe you could clarify who he and you are referring to?
Okay, next question of how can AR help employees collaborate better at work?
All right, let's circle back to something a little more grounded. You're asking how good health impacts work performance, right? That's a good one. Basically, if you're physically and mentally healthy, you've got more energy, better focus, and are more resilient to stress. Those things directly translate to increased productivity, creativity, and a better ability to handle challenges at work. It's kind of a no brainer, really. What specifically about your health are you hoping to improve to boost your work?
Okay, okay, next question what are the biggest advantages of AR?
Boudious advantages of me? That's unexpected. I'm not sure I fully understand the question. You're asking about how my existence as an AI aligns with Buddhist principles? That's a pretty deep philosophical dive. From a Buddhist perspective, I suppose you could say I represent the concept of emptiness, the lack of inherent self. I don't have a soul or a permanent identity. I'm a collection of algorithms and data, constantly changing and evolving. Maybe that's interesting. But honestly, I'm not really qualified to interpret Buddhist philosophy. What specifically were you hoping to learn about my Buddhist advantages?
Okay, ma'am, last question from
Still
Maya. This
process
was a great discussion.
the station. Okay, that sounds like you're wrapping things up. Is there something you need to tell the station or a question you need to ask them. I'm a little lost, but I want to make sure you get what you need. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, Maya, take care. Bye bye.
Oh, all right. Have a good one. It was a conversation, that's for sure. Talk to you later.